Hey YouTube, what's going on? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update on Litecoin, and this is going to be Litecoin LTC USD is what we're going to be looking at today, guys. And first of all, what I want to point out here is Litecoin is up 3% right now. We're at $56.13. The main thing that I'm paying attention to, though, guys, is we're still below some key resistance areas, and these moving averages are still pushing us down. And what we're trying to do is finally get that next higher high, because what's been happening, guys, we've been having lower highs and lower lows coming in, so we really need to push up through. And the key areas that I'm going to be looking at for Litecoin to try to get up above, first is going to be this 20 EMA, and this is going to be in orange here. And basically, guys, this entire downtrend that we've had, we've been ridden by it the whole time. There's been a couple wicks where we've popped out a couple times here. We popped out a little bit, and then Bitcoin dumped, and we had that big fall down. But it's important for us to start getting candle closes up above that. Really put in those nice solid candle closes. Then we would need to come up and we would need to tackle $63.61. That was previous support, guys. Whenever you have that support and you break down through it, it is now going to act as overhead resistance. And that's why it'd be tough to take a long right now. In terms of what I'm doing, guys, I'm not taking a long on Litecoin yet. I want to wait for confirmation. Even if this is the bottom on Litecoin, I don't want to jump in and try to catch falling knives. I want to see some type of confirmation. And for me, guys, confirmation would be closing up above that 20, then up above that 50, and then we'd have to see what we even do with this 200-day moving average. Many people, investors or traders, won't take longs if we're underneath that 200-day moving average, and we've been underneath it now, guys. We ended up losing it on the 12th of August 2019, so we've gotten pretty comfortable being underneath it. And in my opinion, for us to be back into that bull market, or the switch from this intermediate term downtrend into a short term uptrend, then hopefully an intermediate term uptrend, we need to get up above these moving averages, and we need to get up above them fast, because otherwise we're just going to keep putting in these lower highs and lower lows. And what happens, guys, just so you know, so say we are to blast up here, a lot of guys, they're looking at this 50 moving average and they're taking shorts off it. Just like over here, you're buying that 50-day moving average. Each time it came down, you see how the bulls defended it. Over here, the bears, they're jumping in and they're pushing it down, just like this here. Say you were to have shorted this 50-day moving average. Take a look at the gains here, guys, just to give you an example. Okay, so the gains, say you jumped in right here, you're looking at 35% to the downside. We ended up going, guys. That is significant. I mean, that is very significant. And what you would do, you look at your risk to reward management. And like I said, guys, I like to play things both ways. I'll go long, I'll go short. And when people say, okay, well, you're going to get wrecked, it's the same concept of having a stop loss. So in my opinion, say we were to jump in off the real candle body close, right? One second here, guys. Let me get my short tool out. So short position. Say we were to jump in around that $77. What we would do, we would put our stop loss, okay, right in that range. And then we would have had our target roughly around that 0.786, guys, right where we're at right now. And that would have been a risk to reward of about 7.07. So that's a huge risk to reward there. And this is where you would have put your stop, guys, right up about right there is what I'd be looking at. And you can see the profit versus the risk. So say we were to push up even higher, all you do is get stopped out, and then you look at the next area and you say, okay, well, maybe off the 200-day we could go short, and you wait and see, same deal, put a tight stop loss and see if you can ride it down to the downside. Because a lot of times when you get these big pushes down or these big pushes up, guys, a lot of times they just happen so fast, and you really don't have to worry about the price going back up and pinging out your stop loss. So that's the type of stuff that I like to look for. But in terms of right now, take a look at this. Now we'll do the risk to reward the other way. Say we're taking a long position. We're to jump in right now, okay? Take a look at this, guys. We know for sure that this is going to probably be strong overhead resistance right there. So we look at our old support. That's now turned resistance, and it's also going to be right around this 50-day moving average here. And then we would have put our stop right underneath this wick here. And now what you're seeing, we're going to take a look at this risk to reward. You're looking at a risk to reward of basically 1-to-1. That's not a good position to be in. You want that 3-to-1, at least 2-to-1 in my opinion. But that's the way I like to look at things. So looking at this, it doesn't make a lot of sense to take a long yet with all the overhead resistance that we're dealing with, okay? And this is where I want to teach you guys this stuff, just so you can really see when it's a good time to, okay, maybe this is a good time to take a long, or maybe this is a good time to take a short. And I want to show you both sides of the market, guys, okay? That's what I'm looking at. Next, I want to get into just a couple indicators here. So we're going to go to our favorites first. We're going to look at our stock RSI. Stock RSI, we're getting a nice cross to the upside though, so that's a good thing. We're at 63 right now and 46, so that's good that we're making a strong move to the upside in terms of the stock, maybe gaining a little strength here, because guys, this either could be a bear flag. See how we had this pull down and then we moved sideways and we had that big push of volume, and then the volume started to drop down. A lot of times you'll get another fall to the downside, or we could get almost one of these BART patterns where we BART back up. Is always a possibility. The next indicator, I want to look at our RSI. RSI is at 37 right now, so we're still below that crucial 40. We want to get up over 40 on our RSI. That usually acts as pretty strong overhead resistance there. Next one, we'll look at our MACD. And with our MACD, it's looking like we're getting a little bullish cross here, guys, which is good. We want to see that. We want to see the histogram start ticking to the positive. So, you know, it's all going to depend on what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin makes a really strong blast to the upside, I'm sure we could get up over these things. But just looking at the technicals, guys, and looking at that risk to reward, you most likely wouldn't want to just jump into a long right now. Say you're long-term investing or whatever, that's a different thing, guys. But I'm just talking about trading right now. I just really wanted to look at the trading aspect of this. So that's what I wanted to bring to you guys. Pay very close attention to this Fibonacci level as well. Want to pull this for you. This is going to be our 0.786 right there. So we'll go from our swing low to our swing high. You can see how we bounced off it, and now we just have to look at this overhead resistance around that 63, 61 is going to be big overhead resistance. We're also going to look at that 20 EMA, which is going to be at 59.82, and then to the downside we want to see that 49.48 end up holding for us. Those are the things I'm looking for, guys. So those are my targets. That's what I'm paying attention to. Just remember to be safe. Always use those stop losses. That's the type of game that you want to play so you can stay in the game, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know down below what you think. I want to hear. God bless you all.